You see, before salvation, God was this Sunday thing that mom said I should go and do, and I hated it. The waking up, the no cartoons, the shirts, the belts, and the Sunday shoes, the sitting still and the behaving, it was all so enslaving, and I hated it. And my mother, the sweetheart, my mother, she knew. She knew that I hated the fact that I have to wake up in the morning, Monday to Friday, and go to school, and then have to do the same thing on Sunday too. And she knew that I faked some sicknesses and headaches and flus, and she knew that I wanted to jump out of Noah's ark whenever she would say, "It's fine. There's healing in the house of the Lord. Come, the pastor will pray for you." And then one day I saw my own version of a burning bush. I had to take off my shoes because I was having my own Moses moment, and boy, was it golden. You see, that day I was touched by the hand. The same hand that held hers when she would hold mine, that same hand was now holding me. It was God. The same God that would be her protection when a male figure was missing in action. The same God. The same God that would wipe her tears when she would cry because the tissues and the wet wipes were just afraid of the fire in her eyes. The same God. The same God who held her diabetes hostage when the insulin started giving in. The same God. The same God who dropped me in her womb because he understood that anything, and I mean anything, that falls under a praying woman's heart will be well wombed. So I'm glad that I lived in my mother's house. Because you see, in my mother's house, we went to bed at 8. Not because TV was becoming too explicit, but because a good future means good discipline, and good discipline in sleep time meant good discipline in school time, and that inspired good discipline in making sure that God gets his time. And you pray before you sleep so that you can be spirit-filled in case you need to evangelize in your dreams. And in my mother's house, sometimes all the fridge could offer is some butter and onion and probably a 2-liter bottle of water. But although she was broke, you'd taste the love of God in whatever she cooked. You see, in my mother's house, we learned that sex before marriage is like, it's violence afflicted on yourself, and condoms do help, but they don't help fully because they only protect the flesh, and the spiritual HIV is just as deadly. So rather just wait, because chasing the pleasures of the flesh and waiting and depending on condoms to protect you is like depending on seat belts in a burning car. You can never make it out alive, at least not spiritually. In my mother's house, we learned that trying to kill the devil without salvation is like trying to kill a mosquito with a shoe in a dark room. You destroy everything that you own except for the thing that needs to go. So I don't care how teen your target is. If you are trying to raid the devil without salvation, you're the one who gets doomed. And it took a praying woman to show me these things. You see, and at some point I did go astray and forget my mother's ways and tried living my life according to my own childish principalities, and I failed dismally. That was the most difficult thing I ever had to go through. It was like trying to blow your nose with food in your mouth. Everything was just hard to swallow. So today I'm an adult and I am a man, and I'm saying it. I do not know better. I do not know better than mom's love. I do not know better than mom's wisdom. I do not know better than mom's Bible. And I definitely do not know better than mom's Jesus. So if you're a mother, whether it's surrogate or biological or adoptive, I don't care. If you can pull off being a mom, you are a talent. Thank you.